Hi, I'm Muhammed, Hamdan, and this is Nightline, and here are the top stories. 12 police personnel held over 200,000 ringgit crypto theft belonging to foreign national. And former UK Prince Andrew arrested on alleged misconduct in public office as King Charles says the law must take its course. Good morning. We begin with this headlining story. A UK police force says it has arrested King Charles's younger brother, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, of former Prince Andrew, on suspicion of misconduct in public office. The Thames Valley Police did not name Mountbatten Windsor, as is normal under the UK law. However, when asked if he had been arrested, the force pointed to a statement saying that they had arrested a man in his 60s. The police had earlier said it was assessing reports that the former prince sent confidential government documents to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein in 2010. Earlier, newspapers reported that 6 unmarked police cars and around 8 plainclothes officers had arrived at Wood Farm on the Sandringham estate in eastern England earlier on Thursday. Mountbatten Windsor, the second son of the late Queen Elizabeth II, has always denied any wrongdoing in relation to Epstein and said he regretted their friendship. Meanwhile, King Charles III in a statement said the law must take its course after police arrested his brother on suspicion of misconduct when he was a trade envoy. He added that what now follows is the full, fair and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. The King also stressed that his family will give full support and cooperation to the police in conducting the investigations. Back home, 12 police personnel, 4 of them from Bukit Aman headquarters, have been arrested for allegedly stealing about 200,000 ringgit in cryptocurrency. It is learned that the suspects, including 1 inspector and 6 corporals, are aged between 24 and 47. It is understood that the arrests were made after a 31-year-old Chinese national claimed that he and 7 others were forced to transfer the cryptocurrency to secure their release from police custody after a raid in Kajang. The raid was reportedly on a suspected scam operation, but the complainants claimed they were not involved in such activities. Selangor Police Chief Datuk Shazli Kaha confirmed the matter. He said the case is being investigated under the Penal Code. The New Straits Times reported that 12 police personnel, including 4 officers from the Bukit Aman Commercial Crime Investigation Department, have been detained for suspected involvement in a gang robbery against a group of Chinese nationals involving losses of approximately 200,000 ringgit in cryptocurrency. They claim they were forced to transfer the cryptocurrency to secure their release after the bungalow they rented in Kajang was raided by police. The Prime Minister has reaffirmed that the government does not restrict religious activities in the country, but stressed that such activities must be conducted in accordance with regulations and enforced transparently. Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said all parties must adhere to the law, noting that solutions may not always be straightforward. Anwar said this at a meeting with officials at the Home Ministry and Ihya Ramadan program in Putrajaya on Thursday. He said all parties must adhere to the law, noting that solutions may not always be straightforward.
Dakwah yang mengganggu lalu lintas, dia ikut peraturan lah. Buatlah dakwah, tak ada sekatan sama sekali. Tapi ikutlah peraturan. Itu saja yang kita minta. Macam seperti mana kuih-kuih Hindu. Semayanglah sebanyak mana dia nak pun. Buatlah kuih mana pun. Tapi ikut peraturan dah. Tak boleh pacak kuil atau berhala di mana tempat saja. Tak boleh.
The Prime Minister clarified that the perception that suraus can be built anywhere without following procedures is inaccurate, as it also contravenes the law.
Jadi saya harap perkara ini sepatutnya kita selesaikan dengan baik. Kalau kita terus begini, negara takkan aman, tak boleh tumpu dalam soal membangun negara.
Previously, Anwar said that local authorities have been empowered to take action to resolve the issue of houses of worship constructed without adhering to regulations. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister emphasized that investigations into complaints involving civil servants must be conducted thoroughly in accordance with the law and not driven by political motives.
Kalau perlu tindakan, kita ambil tindakan. Kalau perlu hukuman, kita ikut hukuman. Tapi jangan kita gopoh kerana kebetulan orang itu kita tidak senangi atau bukan daripada kelompok kita. Ataupun kita berdendam kerana orang itu telah mengambil tindakan kepada kelompok-kelompok yang dikaitkan dengan kita.
The media previously reported that the government has established a special investigation committee to investigate allegations of share ownership by the Chief Commissioner of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, Tan Sri Azambaki. Malaysia has issued a scathing rebuke of Israel's latest move in the occupied West Bank. The Foreign Ministry is calling the illegal registration of Palestinian land a brazen attempt at permanent annexation. In a harshly worded statement, Wisma Putra says the move to register land as state property is unprecedented since 1967. The ministry describes it as a blatant seizure of Palestinian rights designed to expand illegal settlements. Malaysia says such actions are a clear violation of international law, specifically breaching the 4th Geneva Convention and UN Security Council resolutions. The statement warns that by entrenching the occupation, the Tel Aviv regime is systematically destroying any hope for a just two-state solution. Kuala Lumpur is now urging the international community to firmly reject these measures and hold the regime accountable. Malaysia reaffirmed its unwavering solidarity with the Palestinian people in their struggle for a sovereign state based on pre-1967 borders. With Ramadan having kicked off on Thursday, the bustle of the local bazaars is already bringing people of different backgrounds together. Nightline's Nurin Razmin explores the vibrant scenes and communal spirit as Malaysia marks the first day of the holy month.
In Malaysia, one tradition has become synonymous with the holy month, the Ramadan Bazaar. Every year, hundreds of temporary food markets spring up across the country. They transform neighborhoods into evening food destinations. They are filled with familiar flavors and festive energy.
Untuk pandangan saya, ada satu benda yang kata seronok sebab benda setahun sekali. Sambutan bulan puasa ni setahun sekali. So untuk apa-apa dekat bazar Ramadan, semua makanan ada dekat sini. Daripada segi roti john, macam kita jual putu piring, apam balik, semua ada dekat bazar Ramadan.
For Muslims, they not only stay consistent in worship, but also support local traders and make the most of bazaar traditions.
For this year Ramadan, I wish it's better than last year, because I hope I can do full tarawih this year.
Keep support local punya peniaga. So tak perlu dekat tempat lain pun kita nak cari makan pun susah. So dekat bazar Ramadan semua ada.
The bazaars also reflect Malaysia's multicultural identity. They draw visitors from different backgrounds. And what do they get here at the Ramadan Bazaar? The food, the atmosphere, and the spirit of the season.
Beyond the fasting, Ramadan in Malaysia has become a shared experience that brings communities together. As you can see here at the Ramadan bazaars, people from all walks of life converge to buy their favorite dishes for iftar or breaking a fast, while others simply soak in the festive atmospheres to support the local traders.
But it isn't just those fasting who are drawn to the stalls. The crowd reflects the true spirit of Malaysia.
Ramai customer daripada, orang kata, mungkin kita nampak majoritinya Melayu, tapi ramai juga daripada kaum Cina dan juga India yang turut sama meraihkan Ramadan kali ini. Macam biasalah, kita satu Malaysia, satu negara yang berbilang kaum.
For many vendors, the fasting month is able to generate a significant portion of their yearly income. To them, it becomes one of the most important times of the year. Nurin Razmin for Nightline, TV3.
In Pahang, 3 Vietnamese nationals were fined a total of 128.9 million ringgit and jailed for 12 years for illegally possessing about 1,000 wildlife parts. The trio, 57-year-old Bui Thi Ngan, 49-year-old Bui Van Noi, and 39-year-old Bui Van An were sentenced at the Kuantan Sessions Court on Thursday. The offences were committed at a house in Kampung Sungai Charu on November 15, 2023. All 3 committed offences under the Wildlife Conservation Act 2010. The court also ordered the accused to serve an additional 8 years in prison if they failed to pay the 129 million ringgit fine. Malaysian-born actress Tan Sri Michelle Yeoh, who has made a name for herself in Hollywood, continues to bring pride to the nation. Yeoh's name was immortalized on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in Los Angeles on Wednesday in recognition of her outstanding contributions to the international film industry. 64-year-old Yeoh graced the red carpet in an elegant yellow gown with minimal accessories, radiating sophistication throughout the prestigious event organized by the Hollywood film community. Known for her role as Madame Morrible in Wicked, she said the honor was not hers alone, but represented the many people who have been part of her career spanning over 4 decades in the film industry.
The path from Malaysia to here wasn't a straight line. There were moments that I wondered if I belonged, but I was fortunate to be part of stories that crossed borders and languages, stories that reminded us how deeply connected we all are.
The recognition further cements her status as one of the most influential Asian figures in Hollywood and serves as an inspiration for young Malaysian talent aspiring to break into the international entertainment industry. Previously, the Ipoh-born actress made history by winning the Best Actress Award at the 95th Academy Awards in 2023 for the film Everything Everywhere All at Once, becoming the first Asian woman to take home an Oscar in a leading acting category. Yeoh achieved another historic milestone when she was awarded the honorary Golden Bear for Lifetime Achievement at the 76th Berlin International Film Festival, the highest accolade recognizing her contributions to the global film industry over more than 4 decades. Malaysia has achieved a landmark performance in 2025 after its services sector recorded 1.15 billion ringgit in trade surplus for the first time in 14 years. The achievement is proof of the country's clear shift towards a high-value, services-driven economy.
According to the Malaysia External Trade Development Cooperation, MATRADE, total services trade surpassed the 500 billion ringgit mark for the first time, reaching a record 543.01 billion. Exports hit a historic high of 272.08 billion, growing 12% and outpacing imports, which rose 6.4% to 270.93 billion. The growth was driven by travel, which expanded 16% to 110.59 billion, followed by other business services, up 14.1% to 48.66 billion. Telecommunications, computer and information services also grew 27.1% to 27.13 billion, fueled by the country's expanding data center ecosystem. MATRADE chairman Datuk Seri Rizal Merkin Naina Merkin said the achievement shows the country's strategy to shift towards a high-value, knowledge-based economy is working. In 2025, Malaysia also recorded over 3 trillion ringgit in total merchandise trade.
Visit Malaysia 2026. Ambition, strategy, and global competition. How is Malaysia positioning itself in a fast-changing travel landscape? Trends, opportunities, and what it takes to win. Zahir Kelvin Ong Abdullah speaks with tourism industry leader Datuk Tan Kok Liang. Only on Money Matters this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Indonesia and the United States have signed trade and investment deals worth more than $7 billion. The agreements involve companies from both countries and were concluded ahead of Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto's meeting with his counterpart Donald Trump. According to the US-ASEAN Business Council, the deals were signed at a dinner hosted by the US Chamber of Commerce for Prabowo. The package includes a memorandum of understanding between a US mining group and Indonesia's Investment on Critical Minerals Cooperation Ministry, as well as an agreement with state oil producer Pertamina. It also covers 2 semiconductor joint ventures, including one valued at $4.89 billion. Two drug trafficking syndicates busted. This and more after this breather.
So Abi ambil kunyit. Okay, just letak sikit serbuk kunyit tu. Nak jadi dah ni, nak jadi dah ni.
You excited lah.
Ya, mestilah nak jadi. Banyak pula you punya resepi-resepi you yang tersimpan. Kacang tak ada lagi dalam kita punya menu.
Kita bagi
so kali ni kita buat special, kita bubur kacang.
Jangan lupa saksikan Jom Berbuka
Setiap hari Sabtu jam 7.30 malam hanya di TV3 dan stream juga
ditonton.
Pernah tak alami microsleep?
Pernah, Fetri.
Dan situasi ini berlaku apabila otak kita terpadam seketika walaupun mata terbuka mengundang bahaya diri dan orang lain.
Istimewa sambutan Tahun Baharu Cina dengan pelbagai perkongsian menarik.
Duduk di bandar ni tertegulah jiran, berulah rasa lebih mesra.
Menjelang bulan Ramadan banyak-banyaklah bersabar dan jangan marah-marah.
Dah tengok harga buffet ke?
Mahal kan? Elakkan pembaziran di bulan Ramadan.
Isnin hingga Jumaat.
Eksklusif ditonton
dan TV3.
Hai kawan-kawan, pernah tak rasa tak selesa bila ada orang cuba sentuh badan kita? Kawan-kawan ingat tahu badan kita ni milik kita. Kalau ada orang sentuh tapi izin, korang cakap tidak. Lepas tu korang bagi tahu ibu bapa ataupun cikgu ataupun kakak dan abang, okey?
Betul tu. Ingat, tak ada orang yang boleh buat kita rasa takut dan tak selesa. Kita berhak rasa selamat dan dilindungi.
Malu adik saya ni macam mana? Aris saya menikah dengan Rena.
Saya takkan pernah anggap awak suami saya sampai bila-bila.
Itulah. Dulu orang suruh belajar, tak nak belajar.
Betul ke kau kena kahwin?
Aku tak nak cakap hal tu sekarang ni.
Aku nak luahkan perasaan.
Daus, aku ni.
Aku suka kau.
I tengok tadi pun you dengan Ustaz kan macam tak ada chemistry.
I haven't said yes.
Di Cerita Rama TV3 Sabtu ini 10 malam dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Mami, cepatlah. Mami nak masak apa pula ni, Mami?
Ya Allah, sabar. Tunggu Datuk ambil barang sat.
Tapi penting kena tengok tangan supaya tak luka lah.
Tapi tengok angka tak tengok pun. Potong jari kurang sikit lah hantaran Syahoi. Mak hang baru dah nak top 93,000.
Bakal pak motor ada standby sini dah.
Saya pasal nak try.
Cuba.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton. Welcome back. Kuala Lumpur High Court Judge Nurwin Ahmad Nurdin has been appointed to head the Kuala Lumpur Special Corruption High Court effective April 1st. The transfer order was stated in a circular published on the Malaysian Bar website and signed by Malaya Chief Judge Datuk Hashim Hamzah. The establishment of the special court follows a royal decree by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong during the opening of the first meeting of the 5th session of the 15th Parliament on January 19th. The King emphasised the need to appoint experienced judges and create a specialised track to ensure corruption cases are resolved quickly. Currently, 14 special corruption sessions courts are operating nationwide with a target to complete each case within 1 year of registration. The Customs Department has foiled an attempt to smuggle more than 2.15 million ringgit worth of electronic waste or e-waste into the country following the seizure of 8 containers at Northport in Selangor. The seizures were made based on intelligence gathered by customs enforcement officers in Pahang. Pahang Customs Director Muhammad said the seizure involved 12-metre containers believed to contain illegally imported e-waste from several European countries. Of the 8 containers intercepted, 5 were shipped from Canada, 2 from Spain and 1 from Croatia. Initial inspections revealed that the consignments comprised e-waste suspected to have been imported without the required permit and falsely declared in import documentation. The seized cargo is estimated to weigh about 186,737 kilograms. The case is being investigated under the Customs Act for importing prohibited goods, contrary to existing restrictions. Police have busted 2 drug trafficking syndicates in Selangor and Kuala Lumpur, with total seizures estimated at 21 million ringgit. Bukit Aman Narcotics Crime Investigation Department Director Dr. Hussein Omar Han said the success followed continuous intelligence and enforcement operations.
Under Obena, 5 local suspects aged 27 to 37 were arrested in 4 raids on February 12. Police seized methamphetamine, heroin, MDMA, marijuana, ecstasy and Aramin 5, worth 8.4 million ringgit. 3 vehicles, jewellery and cash were also confiscated. The syndicate was believed to have been active since July 2025, hiding drugs in abandoned vehicles before they were collected by buyers. In a separate operation dubbed Op Tapis, 3 foreign suspects were arrested in Sekinchan. Police seized more than 170 kilograms of drugs and a pistol, worth an estimated 12.6 million ringgit. The syndicate was believed to have been active since 2021, using boats to smuggle drugs to neighbouring countries. All suspects are being investigated under the Dangerous Drugs Act and Firearms Act.
In Negeri Sembilan, police have seized 30 packets of Chinese tea believed to contain methamphetamine worth 1.56 million ringgit following the arrest of 2 local men along the North-South Expressway last Thursday.
State Police Chief Dato' Al-Zafni Ahmad said the suspects, a mechanic and a fisherman in their 30s, were detained after officers found a 30.6 kg package in the boot of their car. Checks on the package uncovered a crystal-like substance suspected to be methamphetamine. Police believe the drugs were collected in Puchong and were intended for distribution in the southern states. The syndicate is thought to have been active since last year. 1 suspect has 2 previous drug-related convictions, while the other has 4. Both tested positive for methamphetamine. The case is being investigated under the Dangerous Drugs Act for drug trafficking.
Court hands life term to South Korean ex-president. The details when Nightline returns.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Jangan lupa sajikan resepi serasi.
Saya nak cakap kat mak saya tu, saya masak ni.
Yalah. Tapi kenapa nak letak minyak?
Sambil tu dia masak lagi sekali dalam tu.
Oh. Jangan ni, biar saya buat.
Ya, boleh.
Oh. Kadang-kadang kan, kalau awak order dekat kedai kan, macam bau dia macam wangi kan. Bandung gula ni lah.
Oh.
Macam begitu orang tahu. Dah siap sirap bandung gula Melaka.
Siap dah.
Ahad 3 petang di TV3.
Dan stream juga ditonton.
So Abi ambil kunyit. Okey, just letak sikit serbuk kunyit tu. Nak jadi dah ni.
You excited lebih
Ya,
dulu?
mestilah nak jadi. Banyak pula you punya resepi-resepi you yang tersimpan. Kacang tak ada lagi dalam kita punya menu.
Kita bagi diorang.
So kali ni kita buat special, kita bubuh kacang.
Jangan lupa saksikan Jom Berbuka
Setiap hari Sabtu jam 7.30 malam hanya di TV3 dan stream juga.
ditonton.
Gini baru nak gosok baju, malam tadi tak sempat. Yang seorang ni, macam biasalah kan, mudi. El akan hantar anak pergi sekolah. Lepas tu El akan datang this area untuk minum kopi.
So, you buat video tak? Rekod tak ada?
Alah, tak ada. Kita dalam pergi kebun ni, kena healthy kan kat anda kan?
Saya dah lah bangun paling awal. Takkan saya paling last kali tidur?
Nak tahu kehidupan El dan family? Jangan lupa saksikan Oh Mami di TV3 setiap Sabtu 7 malam dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Waktu lahir itu pun tengok tak ada apa. Pada lahir. Tapi lepas berapa jam ya? Lepas berapa jam tu baru nampak ada satu blister tumbuh kat kaki dia. So nurse time tu mungkin nurse lepas dia lap badan dia apa semua kan. So dah tahu dah.
Dia luka dia berulang kali kan. Rasa perit juga dalam hati kita kan. Sebab luka tu berulang-ulang. Kulit dia makin lama makin rapuh. Tambah yang sulung tu lah. Tapi macam mana pun kena tekankan hati.
Mandi, dressing, sakit, putih, sampai 10. Tak tahan sakit.
Bila nak mandi tu kan, selalu kami ajar kat dia, Aina kena berzikir. Minta zikir kalau nak mandi apa semua. Itu je. Sebab Allah pun tak apa. Kita tak payah banyak. Tapi Aina kena kuat macam mana. Sebab nak handle dia bukan senang. Nak jaga anak yang sakit ni. Merasa tambahan pula nak kena dressing dengan dia punya menangis lagi anak tu. Tahan tak tahan tu.
Welcome back. Onto the foreign front. A South Korean court ordered life in jail on Thursday for former President Yoon Suk-yeol after holding him guilty on charges of abuse of authority and masterminding an insurrection stemming from his December 2024 attempt to impose martial law. Judge Ji Kui-yun said he found Yoon guilty of rebellion for mobilizing military and police forces in an illegal attempt to seize the Liberal-led National Assembly, arrest politicians and establish unchecked power for a considerable time. A special prosecutor had demanded the death penalty for Yoon, saying his actions pose a threat to the country's democracy and deserve the most serious punishment available. The South Korean ex-president is expected to appeal the verdict, though analysts believe the sentence is not likely to change. The court also convicted and sentenced several former military and police officials involved in enforcing Yoon's martial law decree, including ex-defense minister Kim Yong-hyun, who received a 30-year jail term for his central role in planning the measure and mobilizing forces. A building collapse caused by an explosion in Pakistan's southern megacity of Karachi killed at least 16 people on Thursday, including women and children. More than a dozen people were injured in the incident in the Soldier Bazaar neighborhood of Karachi at around 4 a.m. local time, when Muslim families start preparing the pre-sunrise meal eaten during Ramadan. Senior city official Nasrullah Abbasi said initial investigations showed that the collapse was caused by a gas explosion. Karachi, a city of more than 20 million, is notorious for illegal extensions, aging infrastructure and lax enforcement of building regulations. Last year in July, 27 people were killed and 10 injured after a 5-story building collapsed in Karachi's impoverished area of Liari. Now, as Muslims around the world break their fast with freshly prepared meals on the first day of Ramadan, Palestinians in Khan Yunis wait in long lines for a single hot meal, a stark reminder of the hardships they continue to endure. These heartbreaking visuals close this edition of Nightline. I'm Muhammed. Hamdan. Thanks for watching, and to our Muslim viewers, selamat bersahur.